Hey folks, this is Gabe with Security Baron, and today we have a head-to-head competition between two very popular password managers, 1Password and LastPass. In today's comparison of 1Password and LastPass, we're going to be diving into the key similarities, key differences, feature sets, subscription options, customer support, and finally their respective mobile applications to make sure you have every ounce of information you need to make the right decision. Now, if you'd like to see a list of our favorite password managers, Google Security Baron Best Password Managers. If you have a question about today's comparison, leave us a comment and I'll get back to you. Let's kick off today's comparison of 1Password and LastPass Password Manager, checking out some key similarities and differences, beginning with those similarities. Now, they each offer a dark web scan. They each have highly rated apps for both iPhones and Androids, and they each offer some degree of multi-factor authentication. Now, a key difference between these password managers is that LastPass offers free credit monitoring to its users, while 1Password has a pretty interesting and useful travel mode. Now that we've gone over some key similarities and differences, let's talk about the main feature sets for 1Password and LastPass password managers. Now, the main idea with the password manager is using one master password to control all the passwords that you'll store in a vault. Now, that vault holds all of your passwords to different products, services, anything that you're using on the internet, or even, I guess, conceivably, anything that you're not even using on the internet. You can just put files anywhere. Now, what will happen is you can either input all of your passwords manually, or you can try to import them from various browsers that you're using on the internet. But the idea is the same. You'll insert those passwords. They'll give you a score on each password depending on if it's old or weak or repeated. And then 1Password and LastPass can both generate new passwords for you that are longer typically and stronger. The issue with both of these, of course, is that you're going to have to manually go and change each one of these passwords. But trust me, it's worth it to have all that in the vault. Now, when it comes to securing that vault, worry no more. They each have the industry standard in password cracking and encryption. On top of that, they offer a degree of multi-factor authentication. And if you're worried about getting into your particular password manager because you maybe forgot your master password, you can have an emergency contact that can help you to get back into that account if you lose that master password. Now, when it comes to sharing particular passwords with other people, you can do so securely within both the mobile apps for LastPass and 1Password. Whoa, hold on. I hope you're enjoying today's comparison of 1Password and LastPass Password Manager. If you want to be kept up to date on everything related to password managers, VPNs, and smart home security, subscribe to our channel, Security Baron. We're dropping new hot content weekly. All right, let's get back to the video. Aside from usernames and passwords, you can also store passport information, credit card information, and on top of that, you have another gigabyte for document storage that it'll keep in the cloud, and that goes for both 1Password and LastPass. And if you're thinking about your safety of information out there in the dark web, well, they both offer dark web scans. With LastPass, you're going to do something called the Security Challenge, where it'll basically test all of your passwords, but it'll also, with your permission, check the dark web for your credentials. 1Password does a similar task with its Watchtower feature that's going to go out there and make sure you have not been exposed to those in the dark web. LastPass and 1Password do diverge a bit when it comes to their feature sets when you're looking at the free credit monitoring, for example, offered by LastPass from one of the major credit bureaus. And for $9.95 a month, you can get all three major credit bureaus to give you their reports each month, so you can know exactly what's happening with your credit score across the board. With 1Password, you get a travel mode, which allows you to essentially designate devices as safe or not while you're traveling to kind of make sure that those sneaky customs agents are diving deeply into your information on your devices. So with those two elements, you have a little bit of a divergence, but overall they perform their core functions as password managers more than adequately. Moving on from feature sets, let's look at the subscription options for 1Password and LastPass. Now, right off the bat, I want to note that 1Password and LastPass both give you 30-day free trials, but once they do charge you, it is an annual charge. You cannot pay monthly for LastPass nor 1Password. So let's look at 1Password subscription options. You get 1 year for an individual account for about $36. And if you'd like to get a family plan, it's going to cost you about $60 for 5 people. So $36 individual, $60 for your family. Now, when you look at LastPass, the individual account is essentially the same. It's $36, breaking down to $3 a month, paid annually. But when you look at the family plan, it's going to be $48 a year for 6 members. So it's a little bit more affordable and a little bit more generous than the plan offered by 1Password. So overall, the pricing and subscription models for 1Password and LastPass are quite similar, with LastPass being slightly more affordable and generous than 1Password when it comes to families. Let's talk about the customer support options for 1Password and LastPass. Now, password managers generally are not known for having great customer support, and 1Password and LastPass proudly carry on that tradition. With 1Password, you do have online support center. You have the ability to email them, and they even say to tweet at them, because apparently in this day and age, the way we generally solve our problems is tweeting at the brands that are failing us. Now, when it comes to LastPass, you have basically the same number of options. You have the ability to look at the online support center. You can maybe get in touch with them through the contact support, and the website Get a Human does report that they have a toll-free number. While there are options for both of these companies when it comes to customer support, we do think they could be more robust and provide more immediate satisfaction. The last element I want to discuss when comparing 1Password and LastPass password managers are the applications in general and the mobile applications specifically. Now, each of these apps are basically available on a host of different browsers and devices like Windows, Mac, Linux. Now, when it comes to how people think about the mobile applications, well, 1Password does pretty well. It has 4.2 out of 5-star rating for the Google Play Store and a 4.5 out of 5-star rating in the Apple App Store. And when you're looking at LastPass, it does even better with a 4.6 out of 5-star rating in the Google Play Store and a 4.3 out of 5-star rating in the Apple App Store. So overall, people love the experiences they're having on the mobile applications with 1Password and LastPass. Now, while LastPass does do better strictly by the numbers, I must state that both password managers are well-designed, intuitive mobile applications that get the job done. All right, we've come a long way in our comparison of LastPass and 1Password password managers, and honestly, it's very difficult to tell you which one you should go with because they are nearly identical. From the subscription options available to the features offered, it's really hard to find any space in between them until you look really at like the credit monitoring option with LastPass, which I find to be particularly useful for those of us who have had cards compromised. And if you travel a lot like I have, I've been subjected to some pretty invasive custom searches, and I really like the 1Password travel mode for keeping my devices private. But overall, they're both really solid password managers, and I think you should take advantage of the free 30-day trials that each of these gives you to make sure you find the one that best fits your personal preferences. So that concludes our comparison of 1Password and LastPass password managers. If you appreciate today's video, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. As always, this is Gabe Security Baron. Be secure.